Hello everyone, this is Lisa Kester with the Wild Acorns Art Studio, and thank you for joining me. I can't remember what day it is. I think it's April 12th maybe, something like that. Easter's next week. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Easter's next week. I thought it was 2 weeks away, and then my sister-in-law said, "You coming over next week for Easter?" I said, "Oh crap, I didn't know Easter was next week." You know how time flies. Oh my goodness. I have so much going on. But I'll show you what we're doing first. Before I get chatty, because you know how I get. I start chatting and then I forget what I'm doing. But thank you for turning on to my channel, and I don't know if you make it to the end, you get even more merit awards for heaven. That's my mother-in-law used to always say. Every time we did a good deed, she'd say, "Oh, you get a couple more merit awards to get into heaven." So anyway, this is what we're doing today. I've seen, several artists online doing this technique where you slop a bunch of paint on and then you paint around it. And Amanda Evanston was the first one I saw. I took an online video of her. So I have to give kudos to her. She could throw paint on canvas, and it is just, she's got the knack. It's so cute. So I started doing something a little bit different. I throw paint on, but I think she does the whole canvas, and then, or no, she paints the whole canvas first, I think, and then goes around. I don't know. I can't remember now. But anyway, the way I do it is a little bit different. But so here's one of them. So I've been making these little sheep, and you can see they look so cute. This one I did a little bit differently than I did the other ones, though. That's why I'm like, I get confused. But anyway, so see you put a little cute thing on the side, and these are on really nice quality canvases. These are Artist Loft, the professional grade, I guess they call them, number 3. This one is one of my favorites. So I started putting some of these online, and I think I'm going to sell these for probably $20. I don't think that's too much. These are 5x5, but they've got the little design on the back, and then that's painted. But look how cute that turned out. That's Charlie. There's a couple dogs in the yard behind me, and he goes out, barks at him, then he gets chicken, then he runs back in. He's been in and out the store probably 6 times already. I told him he's done. Shh, Charlie. He's my he's a 1-year-old pyrodoodle. He's about 80 pounds, so it's a good thing he's cute, because he's a pain in the hiney sometimes. So here's another one. But aren't these turned out? Look, see the like the fur, I guess, or whatever on the sheep. So I wasn't sure. So some of them I wrote on this way. And then this one I just put at the bottom, smile back. I haven't decided. I'll show you the other ones I did. So this one, I don't know if you like, this is kind of cute. I put be happy. I don't know. I can't decide. These are little pieces of paper. I got a whole bunch here I cut up. I just keep them in a little Ziploc bag. But I had a couple people ask me how I do these. But yeah, I just cut paper, and then I write on it, and I paint on it a little bit. But so I don't know. So here's one of the first ones I did. And this is one of my favorites. I didn't like it at first, but look how cute he is. It says be happy. And this one I put my name on the front. Now the rest of them, I decided to put my name on the back. I thought this isn't big enough to squeeze my name in. I don't know. I didn't really like it on there, but I thought if I painted over it, it would, you'd notice. But look how colorful he is. Aren't they cute? Cute, cute, cute. So I just fell in love with them. So I thought you know, like I said, 5x5. I don't know. I think $20. I think some people probably get 25 or 30, but I don't know. Like I said, there's another one. I think I showed you that one now. So anyway, so I realized I don't have any more 5x5 canvases left, of course. So, and I just bought a whole bunch of 6x6s. So I will be making them on a little bit bigger canvas. Not too much bigger, but a little bit. So hopefully they'll be just as cute. But I'll have to get used to making the thing bigger. But I did have a couple started here. So I'll finish with these because I don't want to you know, wait 20 minutes for these to dry before I do the outside. So I kind of got us started on those, but I'm going to show you how you just, you know, slop paint on, and we can go from there. I also want to show you my paint thing, my paints. Let me lower you down here. Hopefully you won't fall off of here. I do have some pottery to paint too, so I gotta get busy. I got myself a new apron. See how clean it is. It's still clean, no paint on it. I have to get some paint on it to break it in. So I'll lower you down. Oh yeah, let's see if you can. Whoops. Oh, there we go. I'll show you real quick. I got my Molly, over here. She's visiting me today, aren't you, Molly? Huh? Yeah, you can see her little ear poking out. Yeah, you don't like me playing with your ear? Okay. I don't know if you can see. Well, Charlie's sleeping down here on the floor. He's being a good boy now. Oh, there we go. Okay. I better leave this go before it pops out of the... I have the worst trouble with working these tripod thingies. There we go. Okay, so I usually use golden paints. They have become my favorite. They are pricey, but if you wait till they're on sale, Michael's has some great sales on, like 40% off. So if you wait till they're on sale, you can get some really good deals. They're my favorite because they flow so much nicer on canvas and on paper, and the colors are very pigmented, so you really don't need a lot. So, you know, if you follow me, you know that I put my underglazes in a bead tray. Well, you know, it's just how people like to paint. I'm a very visual person, so I like my paints in front of me, you know, so that I can look at them all, decide what I want. But it's hard to do that when you're squeezing them out on a palette, because when you squeeze them out on a palette, you don't want to squeeze out 15 paints and then only use 5. And then, I don't know, I always feel like I'm wasting paints. But, so I found these on Amazon, of course. And they give you this nice little container. Now, I have to say, I thought these were the size of ice cube trays. You know, I didn't read the fine print, so I thought they were bigger. They're not. They're only probably, I bet this is probably 6 inches by 4, maybe 4 by 6 or something like that. But anyway, they give you this too. So when you buy these, you get 4 of them. So if I leave these for a long period of time, I will probably put them inside here. I mean, now, but I've got 2 extra trays here, so I don't know what I'll do with those. I'm sure I'll find more paint to put on there, but that's what they look like. And then they got these really nice snap-on lids. And so they got soft bottoms. And because they're so shiny, like if you get a lot of paint here, you can actually just take your fingernail and scrape it off. So far they've worked really well. So I'll let you know how I got more stuff sitting on this table. Got stuff everywhere. Goodness sakes, I don't even know where to put them. There we go, put them there. Yeah, but this is really nice because, like I said, the only problem that I saw when you put these down in here, how to get them out without tipping it and spilling them. So I probably won't do that. I forgot that I had tried that. It really did not work. So, alrighty. So yeah, so these, they're, some of them are standard colors, but like these are all custom. So I just mixed colors from here and made more colors over here. And like this is a custom color and this is a custom color. And so I really, you know, I really don't know the names of all of them, I guess is what I'm getting at. So, but let's get a paintbrush. You want one that's kind of wide because you want kind of broad strokes. And this one is just, I don't know what this is, probably a master's touch or something from Hobby Lobby. This poor thing here. I don't take very good care of my watercolor brushes I do, but for some reason my acrylic brushes, I wash them, but I'm not good about using my soap. And that's the problem, I guess. I don't clean them out well enough. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to take like 4, maybe 5 if you really want, but pick out 4 or 5 colors that go together, that look good together. And I think I'm going to go with and think about your background too. Like, I think I'm going to go with bright colors. So it's a lot easier to start with the darkest color first, but it doesn't really matter because you're just going to. So now on here, I have not put the outline of my sheep yet. But just splattered on, like I know about where that sheep's going to go. So just make sure that you have the surface covered of where whatever you want to draw. It could be a bunny, it could be a bird, could be, a frog, could be a butterfly, anything. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna I probably should have done the opposite. Go with the lightest one first because this has got something in it. So when I'm done painting for the day, I do take my little sprayer and I just lightly spray with water. Now you don't want to smear these in, or you're just putting swipes. And if they mix with the color under them a little bit, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You just don't want to mix them all up because you'll end up with mud. The color of mud, which, is not always pleasant. Okay, so this is my bright yellow. You can tell I got all these yellows. This one is actually skin color, but it's weird. The yellow pigment comes to the surface, but I've got bright yellow, medium yellow, and light yellow. I'm working on an angel painting. I'll show you real quick. And so I need all these different color yellows. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the center, but does that look kind of eerie? So this is going to be like a guardian angel. And see if I can get it back here. Uh-oh, I got paint on the back. I'm such a mess. Let's see, I can't really lay it down. There you go. But isn't it weird how it just glows? And that's because I've gone from the dark to light, all these different color yellows. But I want it to look like the angel's glowing. So anyway, I'm working on that. Got a couple things here I'm working on, but it's always fun to do something kind of fun. Now this is, you probably can't see that, but see that yellow mix right there? Look how pretty that is. The camera really doesn't do the paintings justice. It really doesn't. I'm thinking here too much, but it's so easy to try to formulate where you're putting things. And something I've noticed is a lot of these acrylic, I shouldn't say acrylic, but a lot of these painting teachers, and I'm sure pottery teachers do it too. I try not to do it, but it seems like a lot of these painting teachers and stuff, they tell you what to do, but they don't tell you why they're doing it. You ever notice that? Like, and that's why I think it's so hard to follow along with some painting classes, because I'll put some color paint here, and I'll put some color paint there, and I'll put a little bit red here, a little bit yellow here, but they don't say why they're doing it. Like, you always want odd numbers. Like if you're painting flowers, you want 3, 5, 7. You don't want 4. You don't want them in a square. And as far as your colors go, there's reasons you want them kind of spaced out. And then, on certain paintings, you want the contrast. It's good to have a very dark color in your painting and a very light color in your painting, so your painting has depth and color. So, I'm definitely not like a pro, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a professional painter or anything like that. But, that's why I'm taking classes like, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably taking classes from some of the same people I am. I love taking the online classes and stuff, but it is tough to follow along sometimes, because you don't know why they put a certain color where, or why they drew it a certain way, or you have to be able to understand that, and that's kind of hard sometimes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 colors here. I really do think I need another one. In this one here, I got a hot pink but I've got pink here already. So I don't know if I want 2 pinks. I did mix the light pink and the dark pink kind of together. But this one really popped. It has a lime green, which would really pop. And I think I'm going to go ahead with this. I mixed this green. This was this dark green here. And then I mixed some yellow with it and a touch of orange. And I made more like an olive green. So I'm going to put some of that in and see what it looks like. Because it definitely does, I think, need another color. Can you tell we live on a busy street? You hear the cars flying up and down. It didn't used to be that busy when we moved here, but just the more businesses go in down the road, and it just gets busier and busier. I'm trying to talk my husband into moving out in the country, but so far it has not worked. Okay, so these are a little blotchy for me. I'm gonna try to mix them up a little bit here. But see what happens. You gotta be careful. I think what's happening is I'm losing my purple, so I gotta if I put the purple back in a little bit, that'll kind of blend them together. I want them to all be touching, And I'm probably being a little bit more deliberate than you should be. And it's good to use a really soft brush. And this brush here, all my acrylic brushes just seem so hard. Maybe this one's, I think it's a little bit softer. Yeah, this one's a little bit hard. And when it's hard, it really brushes the paint away off the canvas rather than just smearing over the top. And that's what I want. I just want it to blend in over the top. I don't want it to just swipe it away and go all the way down to the canvas. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. Can't say that that's my favorite colors on there. This one I just have fallen in love with. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably have 6. Gosh, I probably have 6 colors on that one. But what I could do is lay something down in here and pick it back up. I wonder what that would happen. Let's see what that. I could ruin it, but I hope not. So I'm going to do a little sample. I'm going to put this down on here, and I'm going to pull it back up. Don't know if I like that or not. It's kind of pretty. Yeah, I don't know. I got a texture there, though. The texture's kind of cool. I don't know if I like it or not. Let's put a little water on there. Oh, yeah, that ruined it. Maybe not. Maybe not. If you run all over. Oh, that could look really pretty. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I think I need just a little bit more of this pink. Oh, look at that stupid brush. It's split right down the middle. I guess I'm going to have to get some more. Every time I buy a nice brush, I hide it and use it only for watercolors. But I'm going to get some of this green. Yeah, so now it's going to be really smeary. So this isn't what I really intended, but I think it's going to look better though. There's just something about the other one with too rigid, too stiff, you know. I like the colors to be a little bit more spontaneous, a little more blended. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I'm not really wiping my I'm not really rinsing my brush off. I'm just wiping it on the paper towel over here. I think that's pretty good. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. You have to be careful though, because then it'll turn muddy. But if it does that, don't worry. You just paint right over it. Wait till it dries and just paint over it. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. I'll just keep painting and I keep painting because I can't stop, can I? But I'm going to. That's what color I was missing down there. There we go. Okay. I think that'll turn out really pretty. You really can't mess up. I mean, you look at this and you think, oh God, that looks... You've done it now, Lisa. That looks like crap. But believe me when I say that it really does come together. So I think I'll do this one here next. Take a drink of my Diet Coke from Wendy's. So, so this is how this one turned out. So in this one, I haven't painted the background yet. So, see if I can't get you down a little bit closer. Hope you can see this well enough. There's how that looks. So I had pink and soft pink and teal and light teal, dark teal, a little bit of purple. And there's a little bit of this olive green in here. So, okay, so now I'm going to take my marker. I like to use the Posca markers. And this is the wide blade one, or wide tip. See that? There you go. And now if you're not comfortable, like I've done so many of these, I really am fine with hand drawing it. But if you're not, real certain what you want, do it with a pencil first and then go back over it with a marker. So there we go. And then I'm going to draw his face. And now his face is kind of a little bit like a teardrop. It's like an oval, but it's narrower at the top than it is at the bottom. Kind of like a human face. And then I gave him little perky ears. The ears are what kind of give him their character. So don't worry if you mess up his ears a little bit. Now, one thing I did notice, I didn't leave a lot of room at the bottom for his feet. But that's okay. Well, he'll have short legs and it'll be just fine. I think I am going to give him a little bit longer face, though. There we go. And I'm going to let that dry before I put his eyes in there. Okay, so now I'm going to paint the outside. So I'm going to try to look at the colors I have here. And I'm going to pick one of these colors out for the outside color. And I'm going to use multiple colors, so it's really not a big deal what you use. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with the teal, and then blend in some light teal here. That one I do have. It's called Cobalt Turquoise. That's the dark one. And then for the one that's lighter, I add a little touch of green and just white to get that. So I'm going to take my brush, and it's just old brushes. And I'm just going to, now don't worry if you go over the black a little bit, because you can go back with your marker and go over that anyway. So don't worry about that. These are so much fun to do. I'm trying to think of something else to paint like this. I thought about bears, or I saw this stuffed animal bunny. I thought that might be cute too. But Easter's, only a week away, so I'm a little late for Easter. I'm having a sale at my house not next Saturday, May 3rd. It's the Saturday before Mother's Day, or not the Saturday before Mother's Day. It's the weekend before Mother's Day on that Saturday. And some of my exciting news is that I'm buying a she shed. So this shed is going to sit on my driveway. I'm selling the horse trailer that I renovated and turned into a little retail store where I sold my pottery out of. I'm going to sell that. And I'm going to set up my shed like a little retail shop. I'm going to paint it real cute colors. And so it's being delivered this coming Thursday. and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I bought it like 3 weeks ago, and I was dying to tell you guys. But then it just didn't show, and it didn't show, and I was kind of thinking it was never going to show up. So I called them, and this is Timberline Sheds. They have the best price for how cute this shed is. I can't wait to show you guys. It's just so cute. It's not big enough to like set up a studio in or anything like that. It's only a 10 by 12, but it's a lot bigger than the horse trailer, and so I think it'll be fine. So I'm putting this on, and I'm gonna put the lighter color over the top. This is just gonna be the base color. And you want to get it in these little crevices on the corner so it seals that canvas. And I'm going to come back and I hate these brushes. I really do. You know, no matter how much I clean them, they just don't last very well. Okay, so now, yeah, I want this to blend. I don't want big blobs. I always end up with more paint on me than I do the canvas, but so I want this to be really loose. I guess this is kind of how Amanda Evanston does hers. Now somehow I just splattered paint all over these paints, but it's not enough to change the color, so it's not a big deal. Acrylics is all about layering colors and bringing that interest to the paint, to the canvas. It's the same thing as when I do my pottery painting. You know, you want some contrast. So these are just, these are just little fun. I think that's what's so fun about little canvases, is that they're just fun. You know, it's not like these are serious paintings and, you know, you got to worry about having it exactly perfect. These are the kind of things where you just, you sit on a bookshelf or you sit on your desk and, you just need a little smile. You just look up and say hi to Mr. Sheep. Now, these will be, like I said, these are going to be for sale at my art show on May 3rd. I think it's May 3rd or May 4th. Anyway, it's a Saturday. It's a week before Mother's Day. It's a Saturday. I went over some of my lines for the sheep, and I really don't want to do that. So you can take your brush with a little bit of water and just smear it off, and it'll come right off. I got a little carried away. Oh, jeez. There we go. I think I got it all off of Mr. Sheep. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so I've been cleaning up my driveway and trying to work on the yard. We get all this rain though, and I can't. The yard is like mush, so I can't really do too much of the yard. But I've been putting grass seed down and trying to get it nice for the art show. So it doesn't look, so you don't look like, hillbillies too much. Oh gosh, Charlie's been digging holes in the yard every time he sees a mole. So, okay, so there's what we have there. I'm sorry, I was probably off the camera, wasn't I? Jeez. So that's what we got so far. So, okay, so now I am going to, I have to turn my heater on to help dry that. That's the only problem when you're trying to do, I think what I'll do is go ahead and paint the eyes in. Now the eyes are, they're just white Posca marker. And you can use the thin tip or the thin one. So I'm going to have to let that dry and then go over it again. Sorry, that just scared. There's a what? There's a wreck? Oh, time out. Okay, I am back. I don't know if you heard me there. I can't remember what I said, but my son said there was a wreck. We live on a rural, kind of a busy street, and it's a sharp bend in front of my house. And these kids constantly go flying around the bend, and they run off the road and into the people's yard. My neighbors, I can't tell you how many times their mailbox has been taken out. But anyways, I got my heater on to dry out this one that I was working on. And so, sorry about that noise, but then I'm going to do this one real quick. I'll do that one. And so let's see here. So what I have to be conscious of is try not to go quite as far down to the bottom. There we go. So I'm going to draw his face in here. And while that one's drying, yeah, so I ran outside to make sure that, they weren't stuck over there, and nobody was injured, but they were able to drive off. So I'm sure they did some damage to their car though, because they ran over an outcropping of concrete on these people's driveway. It's a private drive over there, and it looks like they got stuck in the grass and spun out, and crazy. So now this one I had painted the background first, which I don't normally do, but I was actually going to do something different on this one, and I didn't like it. So let's try to do this. Let's go in green here. And if you don't cover up all the color that's underneath, it doesn't really matter. Just because you're going to add some, color to it anyway. And just trying to do a little painting of a guardian angel on here, and it didn't turn out like I wanted, so I just painted over it. That's what I like about That's what I like about acrylics. If you don't like it, just paint over it. Or you can cut them up as bookmarks. Like, I'm not certain I like this green on here either, but I'll probably add blue to it. I'm going to leave some of the blue show through on the sides here. But yeah, we have a lot of wrecks. Oh, almost dropped it. Almost dropped it. But we have a lot of wrecks out there. It hasn't been as bad since they roughed the road up. So it's not quite so slippery on the bend there, but okay, so I've got that, and I tell you, I'm not loving that green. So I got this. This is a pretty. Adding this blue to the green makes it a really pretty color, but these are more harsher colors in here. So let's see. I think that's what I'm going to do, is because I've got this teal here. Actually, it's called turquoise, but really it's a teal color. But I've got it here, so if I add it around the outside, it'll pull that teal color out. So I'm just gonna loosely add some to the outside here to tie it all together. I think the darker colors on the outside will make the image of the sheep or whatever you decide to paint. I think it'll make it pop a little more. I think that's probably dry. Turn that heater off. Boy, it feels so good, that heat. I am such a freeze cat. I mean, we're in the middle of April, and well, it got up to in the high 60s today, so that's really nice. It wasn't very sunny though, so it didn't feel that warm, but I ended up going to the grocery store anyway. Yeah, I'm not loving that either. Oh, shh. Let's add some white to it, see what it looks like. I don't know. Okay, I'm adding some white to it now. Sometimes it just takes trial and error. But I'm going back to the green, kind of, that I didn't like. So I know I'm going to have to add something else, because I probably won't be happy with this green. Although I don't know, I'm liking that a lot better. Get some white, I gotta remember, I gotta stay in the screen here, in the camera. Let me lift this up just a tad. Ooh. I'm looking at the green that was down here, and whew, I don't like that at all. So I'll put this on here, and I think I added then some white. Maybe a little bit more of that green. I think I'll probably just add some gold stripes to it. Trying to make this kind of dark like the other ones, but it's, you know, that's why I like to paint the sides when I paint the front, because sometimes it's really hard to match up the colors. I'll probably put gold stripes down the side of this one. I think that would look good with the green. I'm just not really liking that. Let's try some yellow. How about that? You just got to keep messing with it. Oh no, I added some yellow to the side here. I'm not sure I like that either. I think part of the problem is that the I'm going back to my teal. Is the outside's busy and the inside's busy. Like, I like the colors of the outside, but the outside is busy, and I think you need a little calm. Like, if you've got a real busy section in your painting, you need to have a calm section too. Otherwise, the eye never rests. And so I think that's the problem, is the outside. I like the mixture of colors, but in this case, like, it's not going to be done yet, but sometimes you just got to let it dry and then go from there. Okay, so I don't know. This paintbrush is such crappy paintbrush. Good Lord, sometimes I get done, I just throw them all in the garbage. It makes me so mad how they just don't last. But it's, you know, my fault really from not cleaning them well enough. But it is hard to get those acrylic paints out of there. That's why I guess my watercolor brushes always look so nice. I think that's good enough. It doesn't look, and it will change a little bit of color when it dries too. I think that's better. Can you see that without? Okay, so let's let the paintbrush clean a little bit. Let's go back to this one. Let that one dry. Okay, so yeah, so we're going back to this one. I was working on his eyes, I think, when all hell broke loose outside. At least I didn't take out the guy's mailbox across the street. That poor guy, he said to put more mailboxes in. So this guy, little guy's eyes ran a little bit, so I had to clean it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to get the small. Do I have a small white? I have a whole bucket. Look at my Halloween. Those Halloween buckets. I've got all my markers in here. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to go back over this eye because I want them a little bit brighter. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to go back with the black Posca. And I'm going to re-outline my little sheepy. I mean, this would be a great kids project. I mean, the kids really, really couldn't mess up. And if you wanted to help the kids along, you could do a stencil and let them, paint on the inside of the stencil, and then take it away and let them paint the outside. Or put a stencil on there, let them paint the outside, and then just let them paint the inside. Either way, but you could, let them do it. Use a stencil. But sometimes it's fun just to see what their version is of a sheep or a butterfly or whatever. Okay, so the legs are just going to come down here right in the front. They almost, they remind me of piano notes or musical notes. I shouldn't say piano notes because it might not just be piano. I used to take piano years ago when I was a kid. I guess my mother had high hopes for me, but it didn't work out. I was not a pianist. I don't know if I could still even play the piano. Okay. So I think what I'd like to do is add a little bit of splatter paint. Now, you can lay something over that if you don't want it on there. I'm not really worried about getting some on the sheep, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I am going to back my paints up though a little bit, because I really don't want them all splattered like I did before. And then you got to decide what color you want to splatter. Okay, I usually just pick a light color. Like you can pull one of the colors out of here. So there's a light pink in here. So I think I'm going to pull that color out. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to dip it into this light pink I've got. I'm going to brush and knock a little bit off. And then I'm just going to there we go. So now if you wanted to, you could take your sponge, okay, like I don't want it on his face, so I'm just going to sponge it off his face. Whoops. And try not to spill water all over it. So I'm going to rub a little bit off here. Well, then I rubbed off some of the I accidentally rubbed some off over here, so now I got to put some more back on. There we go. And then I'm going to leave. Well, I said I was going to leave well enough alone. I didn't even get it out of my mouth before I decided I don't want that on there. Okay, so well, I'm going to go back over his legs because when I wiped off this really is an easy project. I'm just making it more difficult today for some reason. Probably because I'm videoing, I mean, there was a wreck outside the house, or everything happens when I want to film a video. Usually the cats are all over me. There we go. And it always helps me to hold my hand, brace my hand, I should probably say, when I want to get in a tiny spot. All right. There we go. I think that's good. So then on the sides, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to do a wide, pink. Do a wide pink and then a thin gold line maybe. Let me push my paints back into the picture here so you can see what I'm doing. Now you can go over these with a clear gesso, Mod Podge, or really any clear varnish. Got too much water on that brush. There we go. Okay. I don't want this to run. So see how cute that'll be? I keep holding this up too high. Darn it, and I keep getting you guys out of the picture. That's no good. Let me set this down. And let me raise this up just a little bit. There we go. Okay. It's just so fun to do a cute border on the outside. Some people just paint them black, or they paint them gold. This pink is a little on the runny side. This is the one I splattered, so I probably popped a little bit too much water in there. So I'll go around one time on the thin side, and then I'll go back, and when it's dry, and go over it one more time probably, unless it dries pretty opaque. But I don't want it running. There we go. Like I said, these little ones are so much fun. All right. I'm going to kind of go back over them a little bit. I can see they're running a little bit. But I think what I'll do is I'll just paint the bottom pink. Make sure I'm still in the picture. Oh, maybe I'll just wipe that off. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to take this brush here, and this is a gold, and this is so pretty. This is such a pretty gold. And this one is, I think I have the jar here. This one is the Iridescent Gold Deep Fine. So that's that one. The green, I love this green. This is my favorite green, is green gold. And then you can add a little bit of orange to it if you want it to be an olive green. I love that green. Okay, so I'm going to put some gold in here. I'll tell you, this is a real trick, trying to hold this thing in my hand and not drop it. If you hear that gunfire in the background, that is my son playing a video game. My son Christopher. He loves those war video games. I don't really like them, but I guess it is what it is, right? I try to lure him into other games that are happier games, but I think his brother gave him this game. Okay, I'm trying to go back over this pink a little bit. I don't like how, see, it's running. Even the gold is running. Maybe when I put these away tonight, I will not put any water in the gold or the pink. Because I do not like that they're running. That you end up playing cleanup. Yes, I'm not really in any shows this summer too much. I'm kind of worried about my knee, that I might need knee surgery. I've got a total knee replacement in my right knee, but I have a feeling I'm going to need it in my left knee, so I'm kind of leery about signing up for any shows because I'm afraid then I'll have to cancel if I have to have surgery. I almost would kind of like to have the surgery and get it over with, because I've been fighting this knee for the last, since I had the other one done, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago, and I've had the cortisone shot, then I had 2 rounds of gel injections, and after a while you just get tired of dealing with it. But having a total knee replacement isn't an easy surgery, but it's doable as long as you have a good doctor. So I'm going to set this in front of the fan, the little heater. Try to get this dried so I can show you what how I'm going to finish it. Although I could, let's see here, if I can get this stuff to stop running. Oh, it's so frustrating. Okay. So there it is so far. So I'm going to turn my little heater on. I hope you don't mind the noise. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to set this on top of my little Mod Podge jar. Well, that's a little high. Let me move that. I need a shorter one. I think I get a glazed jar. There we go. I'll get one of my glazed jars. There, I think that'll work. Oh, goodness. So this is, I don't know if I even want to finish this one. I'm really not. I am not liking it at all. Believe it or not, I'm going to go back to the teal. I'm going back to the teal. And I'm going to be done with it. I do not like the green. So if you don't like it, just paint over it. Sometimes, I did this one painting, and I must have repainted it 4 times. It was just so ugly, and it just wasn't turning out. And at one point, I think I got a sponge and wiped the whole thing off. I was just so mad. And if it was on paper, I'd just thrown it away. But it was on canvas, and I thought, I'll just repaint it. And I did, and it turned out so well that I haven't sold it yet because I love it so much. I'm not sure if I can let it go. So, you know, don't give up on something. Sometimes you just gotta put it down and let it dry, because things do look different when they're dry. And just let it sit, and then go back, the next day or the next week. Now, this was my original color, so if I'd adjust, this is going to be just fine. I should have left it alone. My original instinct was a good one. My original color choice. I should have just let it go. But I didn't trust myself. I hope you can hear me over the heater. Just one of those little floor heaters, but it's so nice because I can set my paintings in front of it, and then move on. Just get them dry and keep going instead of constantly having to set them aside. I'm using this paintbrush I hate. Oh, how many paint lessons have you taken from somebody who tells you how much they hate their paintbrushes? I'm really gonna have to get some new ones. It's hard for you guys probably to tell because like I said, the camera really doesn't do it justice, because the paint's wet. These paints do have somewhat of a shine when they dry, but not like they do now. What I should do is just take some of my watercolor brushes and use those. So, okay, now I gotta sprinkle it with something. And I have to decide what let me turn this around. My other little painting here. I'm gonna have to spray it splatter it with something, and I'm gonna get a different brush this time. I'm not gonna use that other one I was using. This one here, I think, is a little bit softer, and I'm gonna dip it in water. But now, so I can splatter with yellow, but I don't think the yellow would look good on the teal. I think I'm going to start first with the green. I'm going to use this green over here that I'm going to put a little bit of paint on here. Okay, so now I'm going to... Oh, okay, this is looking okay. I'm definitely going to have to do more than just the green. So I think I'm going to do a little orange. I think what I'm going to do is pull out the colors from the inside and yeah, I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm liking that. trying this up. I should do some yellow. I think I'll just do a little bit of the yellow. I think I'll do the medium pale yellow. You always want to kind of knock a little bit off. Okay, I think that's good. Put some of that back in there. Yeah, that's a much better brush too. Okay, so I'm going to let this one dry over here. Hope it doesn't run. It'll look cute when it's done. Oh, it did run some, but that's okay actually. I actually kind of like that, so that's fine. I'm going to get it off the sides though, but I really don't mind that it ran on the front. Gosh, I don't know why it's running. It's running a little more than what I had hoped for. I think I accidentally splattered water on it when I picked up my sponge. I do that all the time. Ugh, and I drip water all over my paintings. I think, well, I'm gonna kind of sponge some of the water off. Looks kind of cool. I actually like that. Actually looks a little bit better, I think. So I'm gonna let that dry in front of the fan. See, look, I even got water on here. Gosh, I'm making a mess. I need to make sure my sponge is not dripping. It dripped all over there. Lisa, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so here's this one. I think it looks cute. On the outside here, I'm going to take this little brush here. One thing about having this heater on I don't like is it dries out my acrylics. It makes a film over the top, which isn't good. So sometimes I do, if I've got that on, I spray the ones that I'm not using. But you gotta be careful that you're not adding too much water either, but okay. For some reason I always like the dots. I guess because they're easy to do and they're kind of whimsy. Make sure I'm in the camera. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all my followers. It seems like I have all really nice followers. I really don't get any bad comments. Because I don't put myself out there every single day either. I'm still teaching pottery 3 days a week. So I'm usually busy doing stuff with that or loading or unloading kilns, and 'cause I'm the only one at the rec center, so everything kind of falls on me. I'd like to get a helper. Because right now I'm there like 3.5 days, and anyway, there we go. So I think okay, so this, if you look at this, see the dark pink? I think I'm going to splatter a little bit in the front with the dark pink, and that'll bring the dark pink around to the front and not make it, it'll help blend the sides to the front. So let me do that real quick. Now before I gotta be careful picking this up because I don't want this to run. Yeah, it's gonna try to run. Let me put this in front of the fan for just a minute. In front of the heater. Yeah, that pink is a little bit thinner than the light pink, darn it, and it wants to, I may end up sponging that like I did the other one. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm going to rub it off where it ran a little bit. Yeah, see, I just dropped water all over that. I don't know. I guess it's on my hand, not so much the sponge, but... Okay, so there you go. So, now when I'm done with that... Am I forgetting anything? Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to take the thin white marker. You don't have to do this. I haven't done this on all of mine. But, I'm going to outline his head. And it just helps him pop. There we go. I'm even going to go around the outside again, which I could be sorry for doing this, but I think it needed something. I don't know, let's see. I'm going to tone down some of that hot pink. I know, at least I can't make up my mind, can I? But there we go. I don't know if I like the light pink. I don't know. I may paint over it tomorrow. What do you think? Let's see this one. I'll lay that one there so you can look at it. And this one's dry, so let me turn the heater back off so you don't... let's see here. I think this one's going to be cute. Can't say I'm loving the colors I chose. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm going to put some eyes in here. And I don't think I'm going to outline this one because the white on here would be too stark of a color. It'd be too shocking of a color. So that's why I would not do that on there. I could, though, take the green that I have or the orange, something that's blends in a little bit better. And I'm going to draw his feet, his little legs. There we go. I don't know if he needs any other colors around him. Trying to decide what I'm going to do on the sides here. Let's see here. guys will have to try this style out, though. It's so much fun. This is how it looks so far. I'm trying to decide what to put on the side. I know I'm going to do gold, so maybe I'll just go ahead and put the gold on. Gold kind of goes on with everything. It matches everything, seems like. It's going on really thin, so I added too much water to it. So I'll have to go over it a couple times, but that's okay. Here we go. The other night, it was probably like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm laying in bed, and my son Christopher yells, "Mom, one of the cats has a mouse." I'm like, "Oh no, 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 no." So I jump out of bed, and I go running out to the living room, just as the cat is running into my room, my bedroom, with the mouse in its mouth. And I'm like, "No, no, no, not in my bedroom." So I don't know if you guys remember the story about one of the mice, or one of the cats throwing the mouse up into my bed. So I'm a little traumatized when it comes to the cats catching these mice. So, oh my gosh, so I start screaming at the cat. He goes running under my bed with the mouse in his mouth. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff under my bed, but I do have a big plastic like container that's got a lot of my boots and things that don't fit in my closet. I'm gonna need a little bit more gold under there. So, oh my gosh, I'm crawling into my bed. Hold on, let me get some more gold paint. Crawling in my bed, and I finally get a hold of the cat by the back of its neck. Molly, this one here. Oh, she's gone. She took off. She heard her name. She heard me say her name in vain. This color looks a little bit lighter than the color I had in there. Iridescent gold deep fine. Huh. The color that I had in there looked a little more gold than this one I've got here. This is my new bottle. But they had the same name. Anyway. So anyways, I grabbed her by the back of her neck as she dropped the mouse. And thank goodness the little mouse had perished. I felt bad for the little mouse. But the mouse had died. And so I had to take the little mouse outside. I wasn't sure it was dead or not, but I took it outside to release it, and I checked it the next morning, and it didn't make it. So, but oh my gosh, I don't know why they go for my bedroom. I guess they think it's going to be a big present for me. It's not a present I want, though. Oh goodness, we get these woods by us, and my gosh, we get so many mice. We've got snakes and mice and goodness sakes. Okay, I have to say that is a really pretty gold. That is actually really, really pretty gold on there. Look at that. Now I'm gonna put another gold on top of there. I got to pick a color out of here to put on there. So all the colors tie together. I don't think orange would look good. I don't want to put teal because the teal's all over here. So I don't have a whole lot of colors in here. And yellow would be too close. I'm thinking I've got to go with the green, but I'm not real sure how the green would look. Let's see here. I think I'll go with the green that looks a little olive. So let's see here. Yeah, I really like working out of these things. What's fun? Well, it's not funny, but what's amazing is all the cat hair. Gosh, my gosh, I'm always picking out cat hair. Oh. Do any of you guys have a cat that's always in your studio? And I guess I'll do 2 dots. How about that? I am liking the green against the gold, the olive green. I don't know if you can see that. Like I said, the reflection, I don't know if the reflection doesn't show it very well. I do have a website. Oh shoot. Dang it. Here I am talking, I dipped into the gold. Shoot. That's what I get for talking and painting at the same time. Okay, back to the green, Lisa. So my plan is, oh, that's the wrong green. My plan is to put these, whatever I have left will go on my website. I got to get that out before I start painting again, because goodness sakes, I can't paint and talk at the same time anymore. Goodness. Yeah, it's wildacornsartstudio.com. There's no S. Yeah, Wild Acorn Art Studio. There's no, it's not Wild Acorns, like on my Facebook page, that it wouldn't, I ran out of letter space for the Earl on my web page, so I had to cut out a letter. But anyway, so I have a web page with like little selling stuff in it. I haven't really updated it too much lately. I need to get on there and update it a little bit. But so there's that. And so I think I'll probably go around with that black magic marker. This one I'm not going to mess with. I'm going to put this one over here. How much time is that? Gosh, 51. Got to watch my time. They kick me off. So I'm going to put this in front of the heater. Oh, geez, I just stepped on my dog's tail. And this one, I think this one is done. There you go. What do you think? Should I go over there with... I think about going around it with the pink color. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. See how it turns out. I'm going to use my thin... I do have a dark pink. I'm going to go with the dark pink. There's 2 color pinks, and this one is beautiful. This is magenta. It's weird. They don't have the colors on here. All the writing is Japanese. So I guess when I order these from Amazon, I got the ones from Japan. So let me... Millie. Hold on, Millie. She's bad about stepping in my paints. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that either, but there you go. I'm not so sure I like what I just did. Millie, I'm trying to film. I'm trying to film. You got your big body in the way. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure I like that. I think it's because I don't like the white underneath of it. So, you gotta move over, honey. Come on. You gotta move over a little bit. Why don't you get in the box? No. Don't step in my paints. Sometimes when you experiment, you don't like it, but I think well, oh goodness. And I will add some words on here, but I probably, I try to add them kind of generic, because you don't know who's giving it to who. I might just write smile down the side. That looks better. His eyes look really, really stand out though, like. I think what I might do is make his eyes smaller, Millie. I know you want to be here, but I'm busy here, honey. I'm busy. You see? I'm painting. I'm painting. There we go. Okay. So I made his eyes a little bit smaller. I'm going to write smile. Write smile on here. Almost done, Millie. Oh? Yeah. Charlie likes to chase him around the house, doesn't he? Huh? Well, I can't say this is one of my favorites. But once it dries, it'll look okay. And then this one is dry, but I'll have to work on this one tomorrow. That's the one I did originally. And then this one, oh, this is hot. But that paint is still not dry, so. But anyway, let me turn that off. I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Oh. There we go. Look how dark it is now. There we go. So anyway, yeah, these I like a little bit better than the ones I just did. But once they dry, they actually, they actually look a little better. So So say goodbye, Millie. Ouch. Ow, ow, ow. Stop. What? You're the one who came over here to say hi. Ouch. She's... What? Oh, she's mad now. Yeah, they like to live on their own terms, don't they? So anyway. So these are like a little bit better. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this project. And like I said, you can use you know, make bunny rabbits, birds, just about anything. Fish. I haven't done fish yet. I think I might do some fish for summer. So stay tuned. But I do have to paint some pottery. So I think I'm going to do that probably tomorrow because it's probably getting late. And so I do got to paint some pottery. And so I'd make a video of that. And I think I had to do a video of something else too. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video. And if you want to see more videos, please hit the share button and subscribe. It always helps to... turn that off. It always helps to share. So anyway, have a great evening, and thanks for watching. See if I can figure out how to turn this off. Hello. It's the next day, and when I got off doing the video last night, I realized that I forgot something. So I went ahead and finished them. And I added the curly cues. I forgot, gosh, Millie, I forgot to add these curly cues last night. That's why, I kept looking at them. I wondered why they looked so different. And then I outlined the little smile here. I don't know if I wrote that on there last night or not, but you can see the sheen. So I covered them in Mod Podge. And so that's how they look. They look much different when the paint is dry, don't they? This looks really cute. I'm really liking it now. You are just a pain in the hiney. Yes, you are. And then this one's okay. This is the one I blotted with the paper towel. Remember that? But it is cute. So I outlined the smile in order to incorporate. Gosh. And this is what she does every time I sit down. But I go to pick her up, and then she gets mad at me. I don't know. You just, I know you want attention. Anyway, but you can see I outlined the smile in order to incorporate the orange from there too, and do a little different. But it turned out cute. So there's the side. I did outline the green too. Remember the green dots with that. So yeah, I think I'm happy with them overall. I outlined this too a little bit. So there's how they look. So yeah, this one's my favorite. But are you gonna let me pick you up, huh? Or are you gonna get mad at me? Yeah, see, she don't like to be picked up, but she likes to bug me. She likes to rub all over me, but don't pick me up. She's probably afraid I'm going to trim her nails. But anyway, you can see it's daylight today. The sun is out. So I am going to go paint some shelving. That's going in my she shed. That's coming Thursday. And in 4 days. Today's Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some shelving, and I got the paint for the inside. And so when it comes here Thursday morning, I'm going to paint the inside. And I'm going to go get the flooring on Wednesday so I can hopefully have it all ready by Easter so I can unload everything from my horse trailer. But anyway, I'll do a video of the delivery and everything so you guys can see it. Thanks. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.